2 of asana. In this lesson, we're going to look at some standing poses that are not too difficult, but they're very famous. Most people who take yoga classes and people who teach yoga use these particular poses. They're standing poses. So hopefully you've got your yoga mat, sticky mat, and bare feet so you don't slip. Now, when we do standing poses, the first thing we want to do, if we're just starting out with a class, let's say, just let your body and your mind relax. So what do? We want to do some ohms. So let's put our hands together in front of our heart. Take a big breath in. We'll do 3 ohms. Okay, very good. Feel how your body is tingling with energy now. That's because you've invigorated the parasympathetic nervous system. So most of my classes, I start off with Om to relax everybody. The next thing to do is to warm up the shoulders. And the way we like to do that is just go around. So hopefully you're following me and you're doing this. So as we go around with the arms, the shoulder sockets are slowly rotating. And as you rotate the arms and the sockets, you breathe in the circle. So we're getting the breath and the movement together. Now, this is called, anytime you get the breath and you're controlling the breath with the movement, it's called pranayama. Prana is the life force, the energy that comes in with the breath, sometimes known as the breath. Prana, yama. And yama means to control the breath. So we're controlling not only the breath, but the arms. And you can begin, as you're doing the rotation of the arms and the breath, look to the left and look to the right. And you begin to feel your shoulders warming up. Look to the left, look to the right. Breathing with ease. Maybe bending the knees a little bit. Beginning to move the whole body in kind of a rhythmic movement. You might even go, hey, oh, wah, kind of make up a chant of something. Yummy, yamo, yomi, yamo. Good. Bring your hands back together in front of the heart again. And just stay there for a minute. What we're going to do is we're going to do Namaste press. So this is a famous movement that has to do with bringing energy into the heart center. So we bring our hands together We press in on the hands as we breathe in, and as though we're breathing in energy, that we're pressing our hands together, breathing energy into the heart center, letting that energy, the prana, flow throughout the body. Okay, so be doing this, please. So breathe in, press. And then breathe out and press the old energy out. And then breathe in and reach up high as though you've got a cup of energy in each hand, over your head, breathing in. And then you breathe out and pull that energy down in front of your heart. And then press the energy into your heart as you breathe in. So this is another type of pranayama. Breathe out the old energy. Breathe in, bring the chi, energy, the shakti, whatever you want to call it, up into a ball. Pull it down, breathing out. Pressing in. One more time without me saying anything. And then relax to your side. This pose where you're just standing is called mountain pose. You're like a mountain, solid at the base, going up, in this case, to the snow-capped top. All right, so just feel the energy that's percolating through the body. Fantastic. Okay, the pose we're going to go into now, asana pose. Simply spread your legs apart, bring your arms up parallel to the floor. This is called star, because you kind of look like a star. Star pose. And allow the breath to be in the belly. Try not to breathe too much in the chest, because it's a lot easier to breathe with the belly. Not only that, but it helps to dissipate the prana, the energy, out to all the extremities rather than the chest. Try that. All right. The next pose we're going to go to is called warrior pose. Warrior 2. So what we do is we point the foot, either the right or the left, and look down to the arm, and then bend the knee so that the knee is right over the ankle. Not beyond the ankle. We don't want to shear for the shearing effect on the knee. So, got our arms out. You can look back, make sure, check, see if the back arm is level with the floor, and the forward arm. So this is warrior 2. In Sanskrit terms, this is called Virabhadrasana 2. Virabhadrasana means warrior pose. And so you just hold this, feel powerful. You're a warrior. Breathe in the belly. Let the belly, the chest, the arms, and the legs all become one with the breath. And then come back to star, and let's do warrior 2. To the other side. Point the toes, look down the arm, bend the knee. Check the back arm, make sure it's parallel to the floor in the forward arm. And allow the breath to flow through the body. Warrior two. Good. And then come back to star. Bring your hands back to namaste. And walk your feet close together, about as wide as the hips. Fantastic. Let your arms hang into mountain pose. Mountain is, by the way, is Tadasana. And if you add asana to that, you get Tadasana. So the word asana means pose. So tadas, asana, tadasana means mountain pose. So you're going to learn some Sanskrit along the way, hopefully, if you want to. It's kind of a nice language, I think. It's the first written language that was ever written. So stand in Tadasana, mountain pose for a little bit. Feel the energy, how you've brought energy into the body. So when we do these poses, what we want to do is bring the breath into the body, but not allow the mind to wander around too much. So we want to concentrate on what we're doing so we don't fall over and hurt ourselves. So that's one of the purposes of doing asana, is to pay attention to the body, pay attention to the breath, unite the two together. All right. So let's go to warrior two again, and then we'll go to warrior one. All right? So let's separate our feet, come into star. Deep breath, relax, and then point the foot, either the left or the right, it doesn't make any difference. Bend the knee right above the ankle. Now to get into warrior one, what you do is you turn, right ankles to your legs, and then raise your arms over your head. And look up if you can, between your hands, and let the breath flow up to the sky, through the body, from the earth to the sky. 3 or 4 nice long breaths. And then slowly back to warrior two. And then back to star. Good. Stay with it. And then point the other foot. Then the knee. Turn your torso. Raise the arms way up high. Look up between the hands if you can. Breathe 3 or 4 times up through the arms. And slowly back to warrior two and back to star. Come back to namaste and walk your feet closer together, about as wide as the hips. Let the arms come down into Tadasana, mountain pose. Bring the shoulders back, let the chest relax, let your belly do the breathing, and then feel very finely how tuned the body is with energy in the fingers, maybe the toes, the legs, the head. Close your eyes. Breathe the breath all the way down into the feet. And up the spine and out the top of the head. Just feel the energy go down. Be in tune with the body. And down and up. Down and breathing in. Out. Washing the body with prana. Stand for a little bit in mountain pose. Now you're probably wondering, so we did warrior 2, we did warrior 1. Is there another warrior? There is. There's warrior 3. So what we do in warrior 3 is I'll look sideways so you can see what it is. So you step forward, 1 foot, and you use the leg as a pedestal. And you bend the knee. Very important to bend the knee. And then you lean forward, and you raise the back leg so you're balancing on the forward leg. So it requires a balancing. So you're balancing, you're breathing, you don't hold the breath. And then you extend your arms out in front. And then come back. And then do the other leg. So put the other leg back, balancing on this leg, using it as pedestal. Bend the knee. Come forward, out in front. Thank you. Now then, warrior 1, 2, and 3. So we did warrior 2, then we did warrior 1, and then warrior 3. So those are big challenges, especially warrior 3, because it requires balance and it needs practice. So practice, have patience with yourself and with other people, and persist. Persist. It's the main thing. Okay, let's get back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Close eyes, bring shoulders back a little bit. Breathe with the belly. Let the energy go down into the lower belly. And now we're going to do what is called the forward fold. So again, I'll get sideways. You want to go slow in all of these movements, not fast. So take a big breath, reach overhead, arch the back safely, and then bring your arms out, and then down to your ankles. And as you have your hands on your ankles, let your head relax. And then slowly walk your fingers, if you can, to your toes. And then if you can, put your fingers under your toes. And maybe your hands under your feet. So you can tell people that you did a handstand. I like to tell that joke. So this is a forward fold. See if you can bring your palms of your hands down to the floor in front of your toes. And then very slowly come up, one vertebra at a time. very slowly, coming up, feeling the vertebrae. Feeling up, coming up. Bringing the shoulders back and raising the arms overhead again. Reach for the sky and breathe through the body from the earth to the sky, or from the sky down through the body to the earth. And then back to Namaste. Fantastic. So far, we've done warrior 1, 2, and 3, and forward fold. 4 very good asana, 4 very good poses. We also did mountain pose, okay? Now, let's bring our hands together again in Namaste, and then bring the feet together, so the feet are touching. Bring your arms out as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, turn a little to the left. Not a lot, just a little bit. This is simple standing turn. And then come back to the other side, maybe 45 degrees. And just hold it for a couple of seconds, and then come back to center. Okay, so why are we doing this? This is a pose. This is a very famous movement. It's called the windmill. So as you rotate to one side about 45 degrees, you breathe out. Hold it for a couple of seconds. Come back to center as you breathe in. Okay, your legs are together, your feet are together. It requires a little balance. And then move to the other side as you breathe out. Hold it for a couple of seconds. And then breathe in, coming back to the center. Very good. Come back to Namaste. Feet are together. Now, in the windmill, what we want to do is breathe in and breathe out. And that's pranayama. That's part of pranayama, controlling the breath with a movement. And as we do that, we want to do another thing. It's called ujjayi. Ujjayi breath. So let me explain what that is. So as we spread our arms out, so please do this, and we breathe out. We take a breath in, maybe half a breath, and then as we breathe out, turn to one side, we breathe out, but we breathe out the mouth, and we make a sound like we're fogging the mirror. So breathe in the nose, breathe out the mouth, do ujjayi. Hold it for a couple of seconds, and then breathe in the nose and come back to center. Breathe out the mouth, ujjayi. Hold it for a couple of seconds. Come back, breathing in the nose. One more time, breathe out the mouth, ujjayi. And breathe in the nose, coming back. Breathe out ujjayi to the other side. Hold it for a couple of seconds. Breathe in the nose, come back. Namaste. Very good. Now, we're going to do it again. We're going to do one side, then the other, and then the two sides to the other. One time and two times, without me saying anything. So do it with me. Please. All right, that was very, very good. One more pose. Separate the legs, separate the feet. Bring the arms out again like we're going to go into Warrior Two. Point the foot, one foot, look down the arm, and then look down the other arm so they're parallel. So this is Warrior Two. So from Warrior Two, we're going to go into Trikasana, called the triangle pose. Trika means three, or triangle. Asana means pose, so three-angle pose. You take a breath in, and as you breathe out, you bring the forward hand down to your ankle and raise the upper arm. And then look up. As high, look up and reach up as high as you can. And try Ujjayi breath. When you breathe in the nose, breathe into your belly. And then when you breathe out, imagine the breath, the prana, moving up your arm, up to the sky, to the universe. You might breathe in the lower leg, upper leg, the back leg, the chest, the belly. Breathe out the arm at the top. Come out of this. Before we come out of this, we're going to lower the arm over our head just a little bit and try to get the arm in alignment with the back leg. This is very difficult for some people. So you try to reach like you're reaching for a pot of gold and breathe through the leg and through the arm. And then rotate the arm around, and with that momentum, you can come right back up into warrior pose. Let's go to the other side. So come back to triangle, come back to star rather. Point the other foot, look down the back arm, get the arms parallel to the earth. Look down the forward arm, take a breath in the nose, breathe out Ujjayi. Bend the knee just a little bit, not as much as when you're in warrior pose. And then raise the arm way up high, and then a little bit over the head. Breathe in the nose. Ujjayi. One more time. And then around in a circle. Use that momentum to come right back up in to Warrior Two. And then back to Star. Very good. Let's see if we can bend our knees and hop back. namaste. Good. Okay, so we're almost through. Stay with this. We're going to do what's called down dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. So I'm going to get to the side so you can see what down dog is. The mat is here, and the way you do down dog, there are several ways to get to down dog, but the way I like to do is do a forward fold, so raise the arms, breathe out, come down into forward fold, touch the floor, walk your hands out, walk the feet out a little bit, and try to get your heels to come down. So your hands and the fingers and the toes and the feet are touching the floor, the mat. And try Ujjayi. Let your head hang. Get your heels down flat. Walk your hands back toward your feet. And then just gently come up and down on your heels. And feel the stretch in the calf muscles. Good. And then come down on your knees and do a cat where you arch the back up like a Halloween cat and breathe out as you pull your belly button in toward your back. And then release and go to the opposite way. So you just let the back curve down as much as you can. Bend the elbows a little bit. Let the breath flow in. This is called cow, like a sway back cow. And then breathe out the mouth, Ujjayi, back up into cat. Back to cow. And the air will just automatically flow into your lungs. Okay, very good. Come to a sitting position. Before we do the finale, get into a nice sitting position. And namaste. I hope you enjoy the lessons. The main thing is to remain present and not let the mind take over. This is very important in our situation. Do not let the mind dictate what you're going to do. Do yoga, do the poses, do the breathing, and feel the body and the breath. Try Ujjayi. And when the mind starts thinking about things, let them pass through. Only in emergencies will we pay attention to it. All right, so what we're going to do now, after every yoga class, I have my students and myself get into a position called Shavasana. Shavasana sometimes is called the resting pose. But Shavash means corpse. And so Shavasana means corpse pose. So the word Shavasana means corpse pose. It's not often used in yoga because it's kind of a negative situation, a negative term, I guess. So they call it the resting pose, but it's not really resting. I have people that cannot stay in Shavasana because their mind is telling them they don't want to be there. This is ridiculous. This is no way to do yoga. I've got other things to do, etc., etc. This is the most important part of yoga, is Shavasana. And what we do, I like for you to do this, is to lie back on your back in Shavasana. And what you do is simply let your body relax. You can face your palms up or down. Take a deep breath in. Please join me if you're going to do yoga, if you're going to make yourself better, if you're going to be a happy, lively, energetic person that's not going to jump at every thought you have. Take a big breath in and breathe out slowly. And begin to become solitary, mild human being. This is the beginning of peace, the beginning of relaxation, true relaxation. This is a type, you might say, of meditation. Now we're just going to stay here for 5 minutes in silence. So if you have music playing, turn the music off. If there's some noise in another room, noise, remember, is irritating sound. Or even if you have sound, turn it off. We want to try it this time, the first time, we want to make it without any sound and just simply be with the breath and the body for 5 minutes. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. And I'll let you know when it's time to roll over and sit up. So be with the body and the breath. Okay, roll over on one side and sit up whenever you're ready. Namaste. We went through quite a few poses in this lesson. Now, if you couldn't do all of the poses, that's okay. The thing is, you tried. Trying is what it's all about. Listening to the body. You don't have to be perfect in yoga. That's the great thing about it. You move the body in asana, and you breathe into the body. You feel the body. That's the reason we do asana. Whether or not you're perfect, it doesn't make any difference. When you're in a yoga class, there are people that look into other people to see how they're doing compared to what they're doing. That's not what we want to do. We want to feel how we are reacting to ourselves. Now, while you were in Shavasana, did you notice the monkey mind is called? Thinking, talking to yourself, thinking about the past, the future, what you're going to do, what you're doing lying here. And did it take you away from your breath and your body? If it did, that is natural. That's normal. It's going to happen. So it takes practice and patience and persistence to be with the body and the breath, to feel the breath come in and out as you're in Shavasana and when you're in poses. See you in the next lesson. You get a gold star for this.